Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Felix from Podcasting Secrets and the Shopify Masters podcast. And today I want to talk to you about why I am rereading business books that I read over 10 years ago. So when I was in my early 20s, I'm in my early 30s now, but about 10 years ago, I was super into entrepreneurship, and I still am. But back then, I was into it almost like a fantasy. Like I had this vision of being an entrepreneur, owning my own business, being my own boss, having my own schedule, and I had all of these aspirations. But I wasn't really focused on being an entrepreneur. I was focused on the dream, the mystique of an entrepreneur, and more interested in the mythical, I guess, version of entrepreneurship. So I did what anybody that is looking to become an entrepreneur did, which is I bought a lot of books. I read a lot of books and read new books and kept on reading books and just accumulate all of this knowledge. And a lot of it, just when I look back on it, actually didn't make sense to me, or enough where I was learning things, but I actually wasn't doing anything with it. And that's probably one of my biggest regrets. I wish I spent more time doing things with the knowledge that I gained from these books. And what I realized was that now that I'm going back and revisiting these old books and I'm reading them again, they make a lot more sense to me. And what changed is actually that the reason why it makes more sense to me, what changed for me was that I actually took action between the time that I read the book for the first time and now I'm rereading the book. I actually took action. And the book that I'm reading right now is called Deep Work, which is about how to go deep, how to get into the zone when you're working on any project, whether you're launching a podcast, or for me launching the podcast from scratch course, whether you're diving deep into starting a website, diving deep into starting a business, you are able to, it teaches you how to get into the zone, right? So that book is something I read a long time ago, and now I'm actually listening to it on audiobook today, and it made a lot more sense to me. And the reason why it makes more sense to me is because I actually took action. And what taking action did for me was that even though I was failing and even though I wasn't doing it perfectly, these actions that I was taking, I built up my kind of worldview. I built up my experience, my little toolbox of things of experience. So now when I read these business books and they give a lesson, it's actually relatable. Like they tell me to do something, I actually was like, yeah, you know what? I tried that, a year ago. I tried that a month ago. I tried that a week ago, and it didn't work. But now because I have experience, the lessons that they're teaching in that book, I can see the mistakes that I made and how to kind of course correct. But if I have no basis of experience at all, and they give me advice in the books, I don't know where to begin with it. I don't know how to apply it. I don't even know how to start making tweaks to the way I'm doing things today, based on what the business books are teaching me. So just having that kind of catalog of experience, of a lot of failures, of a lot of things that didn't go right, has given me context, it's given me the experience to relate these business book teachings to my everyday life. So now the info is actually useful and actionable for me. So I know exactly what to do to course correct. So now I'm using these books not as like a blank canvas to start from scratch. I'm using these books to course correct my actions. And that has allowed me to take way more action and actually been way more useful than ever before. So I think the big lesson for me is that I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to keep on reading these books that I've read in the past and actually seeing, and because a lot of times I'm not a fan of rewatching movies. I definitely never reread books, but I just decided to give it a shot because had this inkling that maybe this book will make more sense to me now that I have 10 years of experience of launching businesses and launching websites, launching projects, and see if it helped, and it actually did. So that's my plan, is to continue to revisit old books, revisit the fundamentals, and see if I can come at it with a different angle, come at it with a different perspective. And what I realized too was that every single book that I've read since the fundamentals is just spinning old tricks, not tricks, but spinning old news, spinning old information. There's nothing new out there. So that's why I'm revisiting the fundamentals and rereading these old books. So I think the big lesson for me was that to go back and read books now that I have experience. So I think for anyone out there that is trying to start like a podcast, try starting one first before you dive into any articles, before you even take my course. Maybe just try to start a podcast yourself, because I think that what that does for you is it gives you context. So now you know where your shortcomings are, you know what you need more experience learning about, you know what you need to learn more about, so that when you come into a training like my podcast from scratch, which you can go and sign up for at podcastingsecrets.co, you actually have a guideline. You actually have a map, a personal map of where you need to go to learn things. So try things out before you on your own before you ever try to learn from something or someone else, because it gives you that experience. And I think also just as important is that it gives you an appreciation for the knowledge that you need to learn if you want to develop this craft. If you want to become a podcaster, it gives you an appreciation for how hard it is, or how much of a transformation required out of you because you try to do this yourself and now you need help, which everyone does, you know. So I think it's important for you just to try things out first before you try to go and look for the answers, so that you know, so you actually have a compass of where you need to go, what you should be looking for answers, what kind of questions you should be looking for answers from. So you're looking to start a podcast and you realize like, wow, I'm trying this on my own. It's not working out. I'm having difficulties here. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck there. Make sure to sign up for the Podcasting from Scratch course. Just go podcastingsecrets.co to sign up and you'll learn more. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.